Hi, most of you know that I moved to Lagos. Welcome to Lagos! But no one knows the real story behind how it happened. I'm just going through something right now and I would appreciate if you say the prayer for me. I will do a full-on story time when I have more perspective on. So here it goes. Most of you guys know that I camped in a States, right? And honestly, it was a joke. I had a vision and did not just fit. Naturally, I hated it there. Because of how much friends I made, I considered actually staying in the Boeing. But after camp, reality struck me. And I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. The people I was posted to in the Boeing, they were not going to pay me. Sorry. I carried my coconut head, started looking for a plan B. How it really happened. At first, my dad said he was going to work it for me because he knew someone who knew someone who could do it. My first mistake. All throughout camp, when they were redeploying, I said to myself, oh, you don't have to, your dad is doing it for you. The second mistake. I got back home and I spent 1 month at home. And I'm like, Daddy, how about the person that's doing my deployment? And he goes, oh, I'll call her. He tells me that she says that I should be grateful that I got a Boeing because I put a Boeing as my third choice. And I'm like, I immediately had to look for a plan B fast. I got a couple of people just to actually. The first one I got told me that, in his words, Lagos is no longer possible. The next best thing is Ogun State. And so I started considering Ogun State. I started convincing myself that it probably won't be so bad. Lagos is literally a couple of minutes away. It's like you're living there, you know? We started making arrangements, and after a while, it seemed like Ogun State too wasn't possible. Plan C. It cost 45k. Just like that, we're about to go into Lagos, or we're about to want to go to Lagos. She was sure. She was very sure. She tells us that on the 18th of January, your portal will change. So I go ahead to tell my family, even though I have not yet seen it change, that my deployment to Lagos worked. Strike one. And everyone was like, I'm so happy for you. Mind you, none of them wanted me to serve in Lagos. Fast forward to 18th January, nothing happens. A couple of days, nothing. And she says NYC is having a problem with updating the portal. So she gives us another date. No deployments. And then I message her directly. And she goes, oh, don't worry about it. Anyone who asks me, oh, where are you serving? I'm serving in Lagos State. And you're like, oh, that's difficult to get. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. I start looking for PPA. Most of them tell me that I have to come to Lagos, to be in Lagos for the interview. I tell my dad, my deployment has worked. Still lying my ass off. And I want to go to Lagos to attend interviews for my PPA. I came to Lagos and I remember the night before, I told the lady, I'm like, look, tell me the truth now. Like, am I a dead person? Because I'm going to Lagos, but my deployment letter hasn't actually said Lagos. So, what's going on? Like, am I a dead person? Do I just... She's like, don't worry, you can go to Lagos. I'm like, sis. I landed in Lagos. I was looking for an apartment. I went for my first interview. I got the position. At this point, I was in Lagos for about 3 weeks and still hadn't changed. My dad, one random day, said, send me a copy of your deployment letter. I did a little, the white men call it banjo. Essentially, my father got a letter. That's all I can say, okay? Now that puts 5 million times pressure on me because I'm like, oh great, you falsify documents. I give my login and password to one of my best friends. And I'm like, bro, check it. I don't even care. I don't want to know. If I just don't want to know. So one day, my friend texts me, he's like, something on your portal has changed. I'm like, bro, you best not be joking. And then I saw it changed. And I saw you're redeployed to Lagos State, Nigeria with state code LA And I'm like, you mean me? Oh yes, it could be, because it's about damn time. That is how I did make believe till I eventually got here. So when people ask me, how did you do your deployment? I only say it's God. Because I sound chilled now, but I was in so much panic that period. I told God, I'm like, listen, we in this together. You cannot leave me halfway on the road, so you better buckle up, let's go. Because I'm not doing this by myself. And he came through, and I'm grateful. See that time? Finding accommodation. Now that shit was hard. I talked about this in a vlog when I was looking for accommodation, so I won't talk so much. I will link the video. Essentially, it's expensive, but then when your agents puff up what they want as helping you find your place, it's twice as much. I was lucky to be in a place with a good landlady, a good and secure environment. Finding my PPA. I get questions from a lot of my friends asking, how did I find my PPA? It's really simple. I found it on Twitter. I just saw a couple of hiring Twitter accounts and all kinds of stuff. I was just following a couple of them. So I remember I would screenshot the 5-10 most recent and apply to all of them. I get back from someone, get back from not, but you know, that was how it went. So the last batch I applied to from the account, like the Twitter page, I got an email. I'm like, what? Hold up, wait a minute, what? And I went for my interview with my NYC representing, because I'm not about to leave that pass away from this, okay? So I worked so hard to be here. I'm getting this, period. And I went for my interview and it was great, okay? They loved me, I mean, and I remember having the interview with my current boss, and he's like, so cool, chill, calm, collected. And I'm there like in his office shaking because the AC is like so much. Making friends. Making friends in Lagos. Let's see. Apart from the people I currently work with, all the people I know in Lagos, and I repeat, all of them, Lagos, I met them on Twitter. I've met a couple in person. One of my best friends, I've met him in person, and he's just as annoying as he is on Twitter. But that's how I make friends. I haven't seen a whole lot of them just because the streets are cold and messy. I'm not ready for that. But I have a good conversation here and there once in a while. But yeah, good people. I did have this one friend who I never met saying that he wanted to come over to my place and spend the entire weekend. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. How am I doing? But generally, I'm okay. But overall, it's the growth process for me. A lot of people ask me if I like it here. The answer to that, yes, I do.